morning, everybody, and welcome to another beautiful morning on the western slope of Colorado. So, here we go with reboot number 647 of my YouTube channel, or at least attempting to. I've got a thought in my head. I haven't been able to make YouTube videos for two reasons. First of all, I'm tired as fuck when I get home from work. Dog ass tired. Out by 7 o'clock. Just done. And on top of that, I've been being financially responsible and I'm trying to get completely out of debt by the year's end. So all of my personal projects have been on hold. But with that being said, I'm not done wrenching. As a matter of fact, I do it every fucking day. So here's what I'm thinking. I think I'm gonna film little bits and pieces and shorts and fucking just little segments as I go through my week. And then come every Saturday or Sunday, whatever it is, I'm gonna edit it all together and I'm just gonna throw a video out there. And we're gonna fucking see what happens. This morning, I got a 2007 or 2008 Ford Explorer that I put a radiator in last week because it came in with a cracked radiator and the person that brought it in got it extremely hot. So we're gonna see if it popped a head gasket or not. We're gonna get it back together. And if it's good, then we'll go through the rest of it, make sure that it's good to go for the car lot. And if it's not good, then it's parts. Either way, it's got to be figured out. So I got like 10 more minutes until I clock in, and then we'll get to work. So see you guys in a minute. Alright, once I'm clocked in, I get to walk to the front door and unlock that shit. And relock that door because I don't want to deal with anybody. And I also don't want to babysit the entire shop that I won't be in. Behold, my shop and my lift and my beautiful toolbox. Alright, so the first thing I do, grab my coffee cup, go to the bathroom, do my morning duties, fill my coffee cup full of hot water so that it preheats it so that my coffee stays hot longer, go get coffee, and then come in here and go to work. So, I shall see you guys in a moment. Alright, with my coffee taken care of, you can see that this is mostly together, but definitely still missing some things. So I'm gonna put you guys down, I'm gonna get to work, and we'll catch up later when we know whether this bitch is good or not. All back together and running, but as you can hear, it's got a pretty good miss and a flashing check engine light, so we're gonna check that out before we go for a test drive. So we'll see what that is. Oh, when you pull the number 4 spark plug and it's fucking piss wet with coolant and smoking out of the hole. So, found the blown head gasket. With that booted outside, now I have this beautiful gold 6-speed Subaru wagon that is in for a set of wheels that are right there. I don't know what they look like, you're gonna find out with me. And to find an exhaust rattle. So, we're gonna take care of that and then we'll see how she looks. In the middle of doing the Subaru, this guy got sold, so I brought it back here and gave it a final check over, and now it's going to its new home. And then I will go back to the Subaru. Big Boss came out shortly after I recorded the last bit, and told me I was going to be working on his boat today. So that's pretty much what I did literally all day, was work on his boat. And since that is his personal belongings, I am not going to film that. But I am done for the day. That's 5 or 6 minutes for you guys is 9.5 hours for me. So I am tired. I'm gonna go to the bank, cash my check, and head home. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, day 2 of my week. Here we go. Still got this gold Subaru on my rack. And when I was doing my inspection yesterday, I saw that it needs sway bar links. That's kind of toasty. It also needs tie rod ends because they're kind of toasty. These don't have castle nuts. So that's cool. You see how there's a bolt head here and a nut there? And you come over here, also doesn't have a castle nut. But there's a And that there. Oh no, it's threaded. It's threaded into the fucking knuckle, okay? So it was just a, a bolt. But they broke that shit off in there. So this needs a knuckle. I believe we have one at the other shop, but between yesterday morning and yesterday afternoon, this fell down the priority list, so we're gonna drop this down, kick it out. I've got to bring a caliber in and fix the exhaust on it, and then I've got to do a bunch of stuff that I can't show you because it's dealership secret stuff, just to keep our business going, and then we'll figure out what the fuck we're working on next. So, yes. Behold, a caliber that is missing an exhaust bolt at the collector. I already picked it up and looked at it. Didn't show you because it's nothing fancy and who cares. So that needs to be fixed. Not a big deal. It also needs a CV axle on that side. Also not a big deal. But I was standing over here and I was looking at it from this angle. See how the brakes change color right there above that spoke? I'm like, wonder what that's about. I come over here. I'm like, do they feel as bad as they look? Oh, that's garbage. Okay. Oh, it's wavy like the ocean. And a giant ass fucking lip. So I come over here, I feel the backside. It's got an even bigger lip. Okay, well, it needs brakes. That's not that big of a deal. But somebody pad slapped this thing. So it's gonna get new rotors and new pads and sway bar links and an axle and an exhaust bolt. And then it'll be good to go. So that's what's going on with this project. Mostly done with my secret agent stuff. Now I get to move on, at least for a minute. Got a Jeep that needs a battery and a Subaru that needs a battery and a whole pile of parts over there. Plus I need to redo my coolant stack, so that's what I'm gonna be working on. Hey look, day 2 of me telling you guys that I'm gonna wrench and then proceeding not to fucking wrench. I went and worked on more boat stuff and got it done mostly. It needs a switch for the power, so it can't be constant. Good to know. Wish I would have known that beforehand, but that's okay. We'll get it fixed. Got the rest of my secret agent stuff done. Got that entire list done. That sucked. Took me literally all day. So tomorrow, gonna bust out this caliper, do all the things and stuff. So until then, I'm gonna go home and relax. So see you tomorrow. Morning of day 3 starts in the usual spot of me making my coffee. I had to go to Walmart this morning to go get creamer because I ran out yesterday. Thankfully, I had enough to get through the day. It surprises me how many crackheads are out at 7 o'clock in the morning tweaking already. Like, I guess they don't sleep, so it does make sense. So, whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna make my coffee, and then I'm gonna go in the shop. I'm gonna start tearing that caliper apart. I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's all torn apart. So that'll be fun. See you guys in a few. Behold, one side tore down. All of this is gone. Caliper's hung up. Sway bar link is gone. Tie rod end is gone. And I'm going to make the assumption that she sat in that exact spot for a while. Other than that, it's just trash anything. So the same thing on the back. So yeah, get this side back together, and then I'll go work on the other side. Ta-da! Proper. Tie rod end, castle nut, cotter pin, new sway bar end link, new rotors, new pads. Voila. Now on to the other side. Alright, and the other side's tore apart. Same thing as the other side, but this side I got a CV axle to replace because it quit and puked its guts out literally everywhere. So I'm gonna get this one cleaned up, get a new axle and get it all back together, and then we'll see what's going on. Alright, back together with the other side. Got that new axle in there, got that new sway bar in link, got that new fucking tie rod, outer tie rod, this cotter pin, all good to go. Boom. So now we're gonna pick it up. I'm gonna clean up the floor, and we'll take a look at the exhaust problem that it originally came in here for. You know, Yeah, I could just imagine that being an exhaust leak or at very minimum a rattle, so we go ahead and fix that. Mucho better. Alright, let's get it back down on the ground, get some wheels on it, and see what we got going on next. After checking all the fluids and all the tire pressures and everything else on it, it is good to go to an alignment, and when it gets back from an alignment, it's up to the sales guy to find it a new home. So away this one goes, and I will figure out what we're working on next. Up next on my list is this pretty looking 2013 Hyundai Elantra. It is in for a passenger right front wheel bearing. So I'm gonna get this all tore apart, and then I don't get to do those because I don't have a press here. So I send it down to Napa and we pay them for the bearing and them to install it, and then it comes back and I put it all back together, and then off she goes. So should be good to go. I'm gonna tear this one apart, we'll see where we get to. Not too much terribly longer, and I have this completely apart too. And I was over there waiting for Napa to get picked up. So. Sick! Alright, now that Napa's got that picked up, I'm gonna go test drive this guy and see if it needs anything, because we don't think it does, but it's always good to make sure. Or not, because the battery's dead and the key, little plastic clip that unlocks the rod and the door, it's broken. So there's no getting into that one right now. And I will deal with that when it's dry out, not fucking cold and rainy, because it's cold as shit. And I'm back for lunch. So is my hub with the new wheel bearing, so that's cool. I'm gonna fix a negative brake cable on this guy real quick and get that installed, and then we will be test driving this probably, I think. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Just one step at a time. Now the Jeep is gone because it's fixed, and this is all back together. So get this back on the ground and check out the rest of the fluids, check out tire pressures, and then go take it for a test drive. It passed, so I'm kicking it back out front. Bye bye. It's on my agenda. Fucking toolbox is chaos and my floor is dirty, so I'm gonna clean both of those before I bring anything else in. Much less of a clusterfuck. And my floor is clean. While I was doing so, the detail guys pulled out this Nissan Pathfinder. It needs windshield wiper blades, so I got those ordered. I'm gonna get those installed. And while I'm doing that, we'll figure out what's coming in next. So, on to the next. Remember this guy from this morning? It's back. It's aligned and everything's good, except for the fact that the exhaust still rattles and that bolt didn't fix it. So, I'm gonna go install these, and then we'll lift that all the way up in the air and see if we can't figure out what the fuck is going on with it, because that's annoying as shit. I had one of my coworkers come out here and foot brake it, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but that is a completely collapsed motor mount. Giant space on the top, no space on the bottom. Whatever the fuck is going on this side. So, that motor mount's gotta come out. So, that's what's gonna go on with the caliber next. Oh yay. Oh joy. Oh, I remember that. I gotta go get a fucking wrench from the other coworkers. That sucks. Alright then. Okay, got this most of the way torn apart. Waiting on my coworker for the other wrench. The Nissan Pathfinder that I put the windshield wipers on through a MAF sensor coat, so we're gonna go ahead and put a MAF sensor in it. Look, Evan's here for a cameo. Hey. So, I got this part, and I got the cradle dropped to get that motor mount out, which is an absolute bitch, kind of sketchy. I got the top bolt in there, got the pain in the ass bolt in there, and I'm done for the day. So I'm gonna close up shop. I'm gonna head out. Evan's whip y'all haven't seen in like a really long time. Looks all fancy and shit. So say hi.
Hey.
Say bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good morning, everybody. Day 4. In the background over here, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I'm obsessed with SpaceX and obsessed with Starship. So, IFT-3 is going on this morning at about 15 minutes until launch. So, in the meantime, I'm working on getting this back together. I'm gonna check out that launch and then go for a test drive and see if I fix this exhaust leak. So, that's my morning. Got my coffee. Let's do this. We have a Starship on the way to space and a booster back to Earth. We are making fucking progress and I couldn't be happier about it. Today's gonna be a good ass day. You know, that's a lot less collapse now. I replaced that one too, so fuck it. That shit's still going on in the background. It'll be on for a while. Out goes the caliber, and in comes the Nissan Pathfinder from yesterday with front end noise that is allegedly a CV axle. So, gonna get it up in the air and we'll get that figured out, see what we're fixing. Nothing jumps out at me, so I'm gonna drop it down and I'm gonna take it for a test drive, take this wrench over to the other shop and drop it back off to the other mechanic and see if I can figure out what the fuck's going on with this thing. Runs like absolute dog shit, won't move out of its own way, and falls on its face, shakes and shudders when you go around the corner. And the gas gauge says very, very close to empty, which could be a little bit off. So it ain't got no gas in it, is my guess. I'm gonna wait for the boss to get here and go get the fuel card and go fill it, and then take it for another test drive and see what it does then, because I really think it's running out of fuel. So, yeah. That sure as fuck did not fix it. So, went and talked to the other mechanics, and I'm gonna check for a vacuum leak. But in order to do that, I gotta order some flammable brake clean because I use red, and red is not flammable. So, at least I don't think so. I could be making a fool of my damn self right now. Non-flammable. That's why I spray it on exhaust and shit when they're still hot. That's why I like that. So, oh, yield AutoZone. I bathed the living fuck out of that engine bay in green brake clean and found absolutely nothing. So I ran the codes and it came up with this P17F0. And if you go on Nissan, it says, if you found it stored, yes. You go over here, replace the transmission. Sick. So this will be getting a transmission at some point, and that'll be done at the other shop by the other boys, because that's more in depth than I want to do. So I'm gonna put this back together and send it out. We're gonna bring an Avalanche in to do valve cover gaskets on, I'm told. So that'll be good. Oh, I would definitely say that's leaking like a sieve. See if we can't do something about that. Before cleaning, after cleaning. Damn, all clean as fuck. Mucho better. Alright, so I'm gonna look at some broken door handles in here and see if I can do anything about them, which I probably can't. And I'm also gonna go grab the detail guy and have him re-stick the headliner, because it's coming off in one place. Then I'm gonna kick this thing out and bring in a Yukon to do an oil pressure sensor. Big girl Yukon. Oil pressure sensor. Oil pressure sending unit. Bullshit. So much bullshit that I have them in stock. Like, oh look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, so I'm gonna bust this out real quick. Bye bye. And in comes a 2013 Hyundai Sonata Hybrid. The complaints are there's lights on the dash and it doesn't drive straight. So I'm gonna hop in there and I'm gonna scan it, and then I'm gonna lift it up in the air and check out the front end, and I will let you guys know if I find anything. The Sonata was a battery temperature sensor unplugged, and I sent it to the alignment shop. And when I got back, picked up this guy. Honda Odyssey. It's a trade-in, and after I get back from lunch, I'm gonna give it a general go-over, see if it needs anything, see if it's missing any maintenance, etc. Blah 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 blah. So I will see you guys some point after my lunch, if I have anything interesting. The Odyssey got some tire pressure fixes. I put some air in the tire. My goodness, I'm fucking tired already. And I did an oil change and kicked it out. Now I have a Prius that's got some check engine lights. We're gonna figure that out. And then I will work on it tomorrow, because it's the end of my day. Thank God. Day 5. Still wet as shit outside. Kicked the Prius out after doing an oil change and dealing with the catalyst code. I'm gonna go smoke my morning cigarette, and then I'm gonna go work on the boss's boat some more. So I don't know how much you guys are gonna see of today, but good morning. After pretty much finishing the boat off, pulled in this Tahoe. You guys remember that red one from earlier this week? I also ordered the brake-in kit for that. I'm gonna try and get into that bitch. So figure out what we got going on with both of these. This thing had the remnants of a stereo system and a dual battery setup that was super ghetto. So I cut all that out and I fixed it properly to where it now has one single battery and proper wiring. So while doing so, found out it doesn't have a fan shroud, So that's cool. I'm gonna go over to the other shop and find one of those at some point. And I'm also gonna do valve cover gaskets on this one. You guys already saw me do that, so no need to show you that process. Other than that, just go through it and make sure it's good to go. Morning of day 6, more than I've got on this hand, and I can't get the other hand in camera, so deal with it. There's the 6th one. I don't want to be here today, but I'm here anyway. So, yesterday I got the valve cover gaskets done, and some other fiddly shit. I don't even remember. It was the end of the day, and like I said, I'm tired. But let me flip you around here. You can't see them, but they're replaced. So this morning I'm gonna clean up all of this fucking mess. Because I don't know if it has a power steering leak or if that was valve cover, but all of this is all fucking valve cover. But good news is outer tie rod, inner tie rod, upper control arm, sway bar link, all done. It needs a cotter pin down here on the lower ball joint that's also been replaced, because that's super fucking ghetto. Look, and this one has a proper cotter pin. I just don't understand people. It's the lower ball joint. No cotter pin on this one. That's sick. Outer tie rod, inner tie rod's been replaced. Upper control arm. Like, somebody tried to take care of it and then was like, fuck it. No cotter pin there. No cotter pin there. Like, I know I bitch a bunch, but god damn it. Anyways, I'm gonna smoke my morning cigarette. And then I guess I'm gonna get my free high off a fucking brake clean, even though I don't want it. And then, yeah, hopefully this thing will be a lot cleaner. And then it's gonna go over to the other shop because the headlights want to stay on all the time, even when there's no headlight switch in it. And while it's over there, they're going to find a fan shroud for it. So I got a whole list of other shit to go on behind this thing. So I'm trying to get this cleaned up and get it out of here and see what I can get done before I leave. And then we'll start over next week. Is it completely better? No, but it's a hell of a lot fucking better than it was. So I'm gonna stick a bunch of cotter pins in this bitch and then fill it full of oil and ship it out of here. Move on to the next project. Out goes the Tahoe and in comes the Camry. Front rotors, oil change, windshield wipers, general check over, kick this out. I'm gonna bring that red Tahoe in that I told you guys I broke into. And then I'll be done for the day. I'm gonna work on the employee's car back there and do a valve cover real quick, and then I'm gonna go home. So I'll let you guys know how this goes. Behold the Tahoe for next week and the co-worker's Accord that I did a valve cover gasket on that is on the floor. So with that, I bid you guys adieu, and I will see you next week.